Welcome to our usual hovers. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and today I'm playing for the game Today is the End of the World. But as the name would suggest, today is the end of the world. But then again, so was yesterday, as was the day before that, and as it will be tomorrow. Wake up, sunshine. Come on, Meek. Today is the day. You slowly open your eyes. Your mom is leaning over you, smiling. There you are, sunshine. Did you forget what day it is? You shook your head furiously. There's no way you can forget about today. Today is the end of the world, and everyone is coming to your house to watch it happen. There'll be a bonfire, s'mores, and maybe even fireworks. Ooh, a real end of the world celebration. I expect you to be helpful, alright? Some of our neighbours could use your help today getting ready. Okay. You don't enjoy doing chores around the house, but helping your neighbours, especially for today, is much more exciting. Oh, there's one more thing. Your best friend, Echo, is missing. Her parents went to wake her up this morning and found her bed empty and the window open. No one knows where she went, but if you don't find her before the party tonight, she'll miss it. You nod. Echo has always been afraid of crowds, especially when they're adults. Don't worry, Mom. I'll look for her while I'm out. Good. Miss Lucy mentioned to me yesterday that she's going to cut some flowers from her garden to give as bouquets to everyone. I bet she could use your help. Okay. After eating breakfast with your family, you walk to Miss Lucy's house. Okay, I'm gonna predict it now. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think we're in a cult. A cult that is planning to do a mass sacrifice, and that is why we're celebrating every day. But we keep getting cold feet, so it keeps getting postponed, and that's why every single day is the end of the world. I am gonna laugh if that ends up being correct. You see her in the front garden, kneeling on a foam pad and cutting white hydrangeas. You've always loved Miss Lucy's garden. It's filled with flowers of every kind. Roses, lilacs, sunflowers, and petunias. The scent of blooming flowers and freshly cut stalks perfumes the air. Is it a little bit morbid that, Miss Lucy cuts up sunflowers when she herself is a sunflower? Would that not be some version of, cannibalism? I suppose not unless she starts eating the flowers. Good morning, Miss Lucy. Do you need any help?
Good morning, Meek. Why, as a matter of fact, I could use your young knees. Could you cut the cone flowers for me, please? I have another pair of garden gloves and shears inside.
Sure. You retrieve the gloves and shears and kneel beside the cornflower patch. The gloves are too big for your hands. The cornflowers eye the shears warily. You smile at them to soothe their fears. You would never hurt a flower.
Be careful with the shears, sweetheart. Only cut the stalks, not your hands.
I know. Of course you know. Adults always remind you not to do things that you already know not to do. It's like they think kids are stupid. Yes. Yes, we do.
You know, I never thought that the end of the world would come in my time. When I was your age, we thought that the end was far away and it wouldn't come until centuries or even millennia later.
You are listening, of course. Miss Lucy always tells fascinating stories about her childhood. You just learned that sometimes it's better to let her talk and only interject occasionally.
Some people even thought that the world would never end. I can't tell you how lucky I feel that I've lived to see it. Of course, I never thought I'd live to be old either. I used to have dreams about dying in a field of wildflowers. I would be walking up a hill at midnight, barefoot, yet the stars and moonlight lit the whole world as if it were daytime. A cold wind would blow and freeze me to my bones, but I kept walking. And once I came to the top, I saw a wide field, stretching as far as my eyes could see it to a great distance, filled with flowers of every kind. Dark irises and vibrant forget-me-nots, shy snowballs and morning glories filled with sunlight.
Wait, morning glories? Are those the ones that die within a day? So I think there's flowers that bloom and then they don't actually live that long. I might be misremembering that completely wrong.
And every time I would find an empty patch surrounded by lavender, where I would lie down and fall asleep, surrounded by the spicy scent of lavender and a sky filled with sparkling diamonds. Sometimes I wonder if that's why I love gardening so much.
You really thought about your death a lot. Then again, when I die, I want to be eaten by Cthulhu, so I thought about it as well. You wait a moment to make sure that she's done with her story. Then you ask her, do you think the end will really be like that?
No one really knows, but maybe it will be. Personally, I hope it's even better.
Time passes peacefully for a while. Miss Lucy tells you more stories while you have her cut all the flowers in her garden. She also explains some of the folk tales and symbolism behind the flowers. Daffodils for new beginnings, coneflowers for healing, white hydrangeas for grace and abundance, blue for forgiveness. Eventually, all of the flowers are harvested. You go inside and help Miss Lucy arrange them into bouquets for each of the neighbours. The two of you are soon finished.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. I'll see you tonight.
I get the flowers with the eyeballs, right? You too. You wave goodbye as Miss Lucy closes her front door. You take a moment to take in the world around you. The garden is stripped bare of all the vibrant colours that populated it this morning. The afternoon light casts long shadows along the sidewalk. As you leave, however, you notice something strange. You see a door that wasn't there before, tucked away in a corner of Miss Lucy's house. You've visited Miss Lucy's house many times before, and that door was never there before. Where did that come from? You walk over to see it more closely. It's just a plain white door. There's nothing special about it, except its mysterious origins. Curiosity overcomes you, and you open it. Oh, it appears no one knows where we are. But we have got a TV, so I'm happy enough. Inside, you find a strange but dazzling room. You squint and cover your eyes with your arm against how bright the room is. As your eyes adjust, you notice a couch facing a small TV. Hello? You drop your arm and say, hey! Echo! You smile at her. Your mind floods with wonderful memories of your days spent playing together. You could almost be sad those days are gone now, but the end of the world isn't something to be sad about. Should, we be concerned that Echo is redacted? There you are! I've been looking for you! Today is the end of the world, and you need to come celebrate with everyone. The party is gonna be at my house. We'll have a bonfire and s'mores and fireworks, if we're lucky. That's odd. Why won't she say anything? Echo, are you coming? She sighs. Every day is the end of the world. It happened yesterday, and the day before, and it will happen tomorrow. Oh, so maybe not a cult. Are we stuck in some kind of end of the world time loop? Huh? What is she talking about? You laugh. What a silly thing to say. Come on, Echo. If you stay in here, you'll miss out on all the fun. She sighs again. Then she turns away from you. Just go. I don't feel well. I don't want to ruin the party for everyone else. Oh. You get the feeling that she's lying. But if she doesn't want to go, then she doesn't have to. It isn't nice to drag someone to a party against their will. even if you know it's going to be the best party in the world. I hope you feel better soon. But then again, if the world is ending, that's hardly going to matter soon enough. What are you saying? Does it really matter if she feels better or not, when tomorrow will never come? See, we have the same pessimistic outlook. Actually, is it pessimistic or optimistic? If you do, just come by my house. The whole neighborhood will be in the backyard. I know. You turn to leave, but Echo stops you before you can. Wait, I want to ask you something. What's your name? Echo? Do you remember your best friend? I'm Meek. Okay, thank you. Are you sure you're alright? Yeah, you better hurry. You don't want to be late. Well, if you're sure. Bye, Echo. By the time you get back home, it is early evening, just in time for the party to start. You tell Echo's parents that you found her, but since she's sick, she won't be coming. They're disappointed, but there's nothing they can do if she's sick. Meanwhile, everyone's having a blast at the party at the end of the world. There's a large bonfire in the middle of the backyard where people are roasting hot dogs and marshmallows. Your dad handed out sparklers earlier, and now you and the other neighborhood kids are running through the lawn, pretending to be fire mages. One of your neighbors brings out a guitar and starts a music circle. Miss Lucy passes out bouquets of flowers to all the attendants. She gives you a small bouquet of zinnias for friendship. You can't help but notice the extra bouquet left over in Miss Lucy's hands. You wish that Echo were here. The setting sun paints the sky in reds, oranges, and purples. Despite that, no one realizes how time is passing. You feel as though these moments will last forever, even though you know how impossible that is. And then, the moment everyone has been waiting for finally arrives. There is no warning, no countdown, and yet, despite that, the end comes gently. A hush falls over the yard. The music cuts out. The fire slowly diminishes, like a flower closing at nighttime. Just a moment before, you had been chasing your friends through the grass, and now you find yourself stopped short, mid-stride, turning your eyes to the sky. Pieces of the sky start to flicker in and out of existence, slowly at first, but then it starts to pick up speed, flashing faster and faster. Until at last, the stars explode and light the sky in a million impossible colors. You've never seen anything as beautiful as this. You shout for joy and jump up and down, reaching for the sky as if trying to capture all those beautiful colors in your small hands. All around you, you can hear cheering and clapping and so much laughter. And then, it's over. You don't even have time to be sad that it's over. There is only darkness and nothing more. It was beautiful. What's your name? I'm still Meek. And I guess we start our day over again. So wait, the sky was pixelating, right? Are we in some kind of simulation? Are we in the Matrix and it's breaking down on the outside? And people keep trying to reset it and that's why we keep looping the end of the world over and over again? Sorry, you've already chosen that name. You can't go back to that life anymore. But why would you want to? Don't you remember how beautiful the end of the world was? Wait, are we experiencing the end of the world in multiple different timelines? I mean, I suppose that still could be a Matrix kind of style thing. All of those stars exploding to a million radiant colors, the cheering, the laughter. It was beautiful, and now it's over. You must let go. What's your name? What do you think is going to happen if I call myself Echo? I'm curious to try. Wait, I don't think it will let me. Oh, now that's interesting. I'll just be Meeka then. Thank you, Meeka. I wonder why it won't let me call myself Echo. Wake up, sunshine. Come on, Meeka. Today is the day. You slowly open your eyes. Your mom is leaning over you, smiling. There you are, sunshine. Did you forget what day it is? You shook your head furiously. There's no way you could forget about today. Today is the end of the world, and everyone is coming to your house to watch it happen. There'll be a bonfire, s'mores, and maybe even fireworks. I expect you to be helpful, alright? Some of your neighbors could use your help today getting ready. Okay. You don't enjoy doing chores around the house, but helping your neighbors, especially for today, is much more exciting. Oh, there's one more thing. Your best friend Echo is missing. Her parents went to wake her up this morning and found her bed empty and the windows open. No one knows where she went, but if you don't find her before the party tonight, she'll miss it. You nod. Echo has always been afraid of crowds, especially when they're adults. Don't worry, Mum. I'll look for her while I'm out. Good. Arthur is planning to bake some cupcakes for tonight's party. I'm sure he would appreciate your help. As long as you don't stick your fingers in the icing. I would never do such a thing. Everyone knows it goes into the raw batter. Okay. Mr. Arthur is a scary man, but your parents are friends with him for some reason. After eating breakfast with your family, you walk to Mr. Arthur's house. Oh, I love it so much. And apparently he loves sugar. You find him in the kitchen, cracking eggs into a bowl. Hello. Hello. Your parents always told you not to judge a book by its cover. But that's really hard to do with Mr. Arthur. He's always looked mean, and he doesn't like to talk, which means that it always falls to you to lead the conversation with him. My mum said that you'd like my help this morning. I promise I won't lick the spoon. No, I'm not worried about that. Wash your hands. For the next while, you help Mr. Arthur by gathering ingredients, preparing the cupcake tins, and washing the dirty dishes. He doesn't say a word to you, except to give you instructions. You don't say anything either, except to acknowledge his instructions. He makes the vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry batters first. Then he starts making more unusual flavors. Lemon, raspberry, coffee, and even pumpkin. You're making coffee cupcakes? I want one. Once they're all ready, he puts each tin in the oven at the same time and sets the timer. I made the icing yesterday. So, now we just have to wait for the cupcakes to finish baking. The two of you stand in the kitchen in awkward silence for a few moments. Well, this is pleasant. Can I watch TV? I don't have a TV. Great. Now what? Why would you want to watch TV on today of all days? Today is the end of the world. There will never be a tomorrow. I doubt that the TV stations are even running today. I'm sorry, Mr. Arthur. Just call me Arthur. I've never liked being called Mr. Your parents asked you to help me, right? Yes, Arthur. It feels strange to say just his first name. Then my final task for you is to go to the store and buy as much candy and sprinklers as you can to put on the cupcakes. He pulls out his wallet and hands you a $100 bill. Wait, $100? You've never seen so much money before. Spend it all. Buy some candy for yourself too. Anything that catches your eye. And if your parents ask you why you're buying candy, tell them it's for me. Wow, thank you. You rush out of Arthur's house and run to the store. Okay, but question though. It's the end of the world, right? Why are we still paying for things? In all sense and purposes, the store's not going to exist tomorrow, much less the food inside it. At the store, you pile your shopping cart full of sprinklers and candies of all sorts. Every kind of candy that your parents would never let you have gets thrown into the cart as well. Chocolate bars, sour gumballs, caramel chews, saltwater taffy, gummy fish, and lollipops of every colour. Admittedly, most of these things do not belong on cupcakes, but that doesn't stop you from buying them anyways. Your journey back to Arthur's house is much slower, as you take the time to sample each candy, as well as some of the sprinklers. You also store a handful of the hard candies into your pocket to eat later. Maybe when you find Echo, you can share some with her. By the time you return to Arthur's house, all of the cupcakes are already out of the oven, and he is piping the icing onto them. He puts down the piping bag and rifles through the candy you brought. Good job, Meeka. You and Arthur spend the rest of your time decorating the cupcakes with every candy and sprinkle that you brought. You hold nothing back. Not even a single sprinkle is left behind. Soon all the work is done, and it's time for you to leave. Thank you for helping me today. No problem. You think it's silly now, how much you used to dislike him. Your parents were right. You shouldn't have judged him for his scary appearance. I enjoyed helping you. I'm glad. See you tonight. You too. You wave goodbye as you leave the kitchen. You're about to walk out the front door when you notice something strange. You see a door that wasn't there before. Where did that come from? Okay, so if we are in a different timeline, it's very clear then that our memories don't carry over. Maybe Echoes do, simply because she's in the Arid room, right? So maybe that's like a section outside of our actual universe. You walk over to see it more closely. It's just a plain white door. There's nothing special about it, except its mysterious origins. Curiosity overcomes you, and you open it. Wait, that explains why Echo had to ask our name, right? We are her best friend, but in every universe, we have a different name. Inside, you find a strange but dazzling room. You squint and cover your eyes with your arm against how bright the room is. As your eyes adjust, you notice a couch facing a small TV. Hello? You drop your arm and see... Hey! Echo! You smile at her. Your mind floods with wonderful memories of your days spent playing together. You could almost be sad those days are gone now, but the end of the world isn't something to be sad about. There you are! I've been looking for you. Today is the end of the world and you need to come celebrate with everyone. That's odd. Why won't she say anything? Echo? Are you coming? What's wrong? It's the end of the world. It only happens once a lifetime, and we should watch it all together. She sighs. Every day is the end of the world. It happened yesterday and the day before, and it will happen tomorrow. Huh? What is she talking about? You laugh. What a silly thing to say. She sighs again, then turns away from you. Just go. I don't feel well. I don't want to ruin the party for everyone else. Oh. You get the feeling that she's lying. But if she doesn't want to go, then she doesn't have to. It isn't nice to drag someone to a party against their will, even if you know it's going to be the best party in the world. You turn to leave, but Echo stops you before you can. Me, don't you remember? You freeze in your tracks. What? You feel like you're on the edge of remembering something important. But the more you try to find it, the more it slips away from you. Meek. You laugh. Silly Echo. How could she forget your name? You're her best friend. No, I'm Meeka. Oh, right. Sorry, Meeka. Hey, can I ask you something? Sure. What's one memory you have of us being friends? I'm going to assume our first day of kindergarten is when we met, so let's tell about that one. remember when I met you on the first day of kindergarten. I was kind of nervous because I'd never been anywhere without my mum before. Then I saw you sitting in the corner. You were crying. One of the teachers was with you trying to make you feel better. So I came over and told you that I was scared too. The teacher suggested that we sit together, so we did. And by the time our parents came, we were best friends.
I see. I think I'll hold on to that one.
I do hope you feel better soon. What are you saying? Does it really matter if she feels better or not, when tomorrow will never come? If you do, just come by my house. The whole neighborhood will be in the backyard.
I know.
You turn to leave, but Echo stops you before you can.
Wait!
Stay here.
You can watch the end of the world here, on the TV. It's always plays on TV. And I want you to see it with me.
Wow, really? You can watch it here?
Yeah.
Why did she look so anxious? Oh, she was probably just worried because she didn't want to be alone at the end of the world. Well, as much as you were looking forward to the party in your backyard, you would rather make Echo happy. Sure, I'll stay with you. You sit beside her on the couch. You spend the next few hours talking about the other memories you have with her, going to school, playing at the park, getting in trouble. She doesn't respond much, but she is listening. Sometimes she laughs at your silly stories, but you can't help but notice how anxious she seems. You remember the hard candies you have in your pocket and offer some to her. She takes one of the strawberry ones. Her face lights up in delight at the flavor. It's as bright as daylight here, but you know it must be evening by now. You have no way of knowing how much time is passing in this strange room. And then, the moment you've been waiting for finally arrives. A sudden silence falls over your conversation, and you both turn your eyes to the TV screen. The TV starts to glitch. It starts out slowly, but then it flashes faster and faster, until at last, the screen clears and reveals the end of the world. Fire! Fire! What? Fire! 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 Fire fills the sky and plummets to the earth in explosions of rock and black smoke. It consumes everything it touches. You hear screaming. It's horrible. You've never heard screaming like that before. Echo grabs your hand, but your eyes stay transfixed on the screen. Now fire is falling in your backyard. You recognize the voices of the people screaming. You watch your dad grab your mum's hand as they flee, knocking over the lawn chairs. You hear yourself crying before you even realize what you're doing it. You've never heard yourself sound like this before. Under the sound of your cries, you hear your best friend whispering to you over and over again as she grips your hand tighter. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You don't say anything. You can't catch your breath fast enough to respond. But even if you could have, you have no idea what you would say. And then, it's over. At last, it's over. What's your name? Well, I don't think the end of the world was quite as beautiful that time. Okay, well, I ran out of nicknames, so it's gonna have to be me this time. I have not already chosen that name, you liar! Maybe it's just too close to my ones. Or maybe it just always denies my first choice. Don't you remember why? I know it was frightening, but it's over now. And now, you can live a new life. A new life with new choices and a new name. I'll just be me. You can't go. Okay, I'm gonna assume anything with me or Meeka is pretty gonna be off limits now. You know what? I'll just be Meekle. There we go. Hopefully that one will work. Thank you, Meekle. You awake with a gasp, heart pounding, eyes wide, covered in sweat. Oh, so maybe it is being inside that room does help us remember.
Meeka! Meeka, what's wrong?
You look over and see your mom leaning over your bed. She looks really worried. I am fine, Mum. I just had a bad dream. Right? The memory of your nightmare is fading fast. In a moment, you can't even recall what it was about.
Listen, Echo is missing. No one knows where she is. We think she's hiding somewhere in the neighborhood. Do you have any idea where she could be?
You think for a moment. She has a lot of hiding spots. I'll have to search in each of them.
Okay, thank you, Sunshine. I know it would mean a lot to her parents.
After eating breakfast with your family, you set out to explore the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day. The sky is partly cloudy and there's a cool breeze. Despite the pleasant weather, you can't help but feel uneasy. You wave hello at Miss Lucy, who is picking some begonias in her garden. You ask her if she's seen Echo, but she hasn't. Of course not. You know Echo. She's excellent at hiding. If she does not want to be found by anyone, then she will not be found. Except by you. You walk through the whole neighborhood, looking everywhere, but she's nowhere to be found. You look in the mailboxes, the drainage ditches, under cars, and through house windows. You dive into swimming pools, climb trees, and creep your way through the graveyard. But you can't find her anywhere. Wait, we look in the mailboxes? How tiny is Echo? The hours blur together. What's the point in trying to find Echo anyways? Everyone's gonna die tonight, so who cares? In fact, why are you wasting your time looking for her? This is your last day on Earth, and you've spent half of it searching for a girl who doesn't want to be found. What a selfish girl! She must have known that you would have been the one to find her, while everyone else got to do whatever they wanted. As you walk, you look up to see Mr. Arthur walking down the sidewalk, his arms full of shopping bags. You duck behind a tree, even though you know he saw you. He's such a scary man. For some reason, though, you feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to say hello to him. But it's gone before you figure out why. After a few moments, you walk out from behind the tree. Ah! Sorry. He's about to say something else, but you've already run off. Eventually, you find a secluded place a few streets over and rest there to catch your breath. Why would he do that to you? It's your last day on Earth, and he decides to scare you? You were right about him. He's a bad man. Nah, I kinda like him. You slump down on the ground. Tears of frustration well up in your eyes. What an awful day. This isn't how you thought today would go. Today was supposed to be wonderful. The afternoon light casts long shadows along the ground. Soon it will be time to return home for the party. You sigh and get up, but before you can leave, you notice something strange. You see a door that wasn't there before. You walk over and open it.
Hey!
Hey, Echo. Oh, we're not even shocked this time. So clearly we can't be in different timelines then, right? Because it's clear our previous memories are trying to bleed into us.
What's wrong? You seem upset.
I just had a bad day. I've been trying to find you all day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Today is the end of the world and everyone is coming to my house to watch it happen. She cocks her head at you.
That's not what you said last time, Meeka.
Flashes of fire cross your mind, but you've never seen fire like that before, right? It'll be fun. There's gonna be music and sparklers.
Yeah, sure, I bet.
It's clear that she doesn't believe you.
Tell me again, Meeka. What's one memory you have of us being friends?
How about the time we got lost in the mall? I remember when we got lost in the mall. Your mum dropped us off at the toy store and told us to meet her at the food court at noon. We knew where the food court was, of course, but after we finished spending our allowance, we thought it'd be fun to check out the perfume boutique. We were planning to pretend to be rich people who do nothing but spray themselves with perfume all day. But the security guard wouldn't even let us inside the store. We were so mad, but it wasn't until we turned down a few hallways that we realized we didn't remember the way back. Your mom was so upset when we showed up 20 minutes late. Echo giggles. Poor mom. Did we get in trouble? I don't remember that part. Well, if you don't want to come to the party, I won't make you. But it would be really nice to spend this last day with you. You turn to leave, and she grabs your arm. Wait! Stay with me. You can watch the end of the world here on the TV. It always plays on the TV. Please. Do you know what? I'm down to stay. I'm just curious if it's going to end in 5 again or if it changes every day how the world ends. She looks so worried. What kind of friend would you be if you abandoned her during the end of the world? Okay, I'll stay here. Really? Yeah. You sit beside her on the couch. You spend the next few hours talking about other memories you have with her. Getting to school, playing at the park, getting in trouble. She doesn't respond much, but she is listening. Sometimes she laughs at your silly stories, but you can't help but notice how anxious she seems. It's as bright as daylight here, but you know it must be evening by now. So clearly our timelines don't have the same memories, right? Since Echo didn't seem to actually remember the mall story. You have no way of knowing how much time is passing in these strange rooms. Regardless, as time goes on, you can't help but grow more anxious as well. You can almost explain why, but every time you get close to remembering, it slips away from you again. Black clouds, red light. You could almost hear screaming. But by the time you remember what happened last time, the end has come. A sudden silence falls over your conversation, and you both turn your eyes to the TV screen. The TV starts to glitch. It starts out slowly, but then it flashes faster and faster, until at last the screen clears and reveals the end of the world. Oh, it is different every time. Fountains of water burst from the ground. Stinking rain plummets from dark clouds. You watch as the people in your neighborhood try to climb up their roofs, but there's nowhere to flee. You grab Echo's hand as Arthur falls off his roof into the surge below. Your parents hold each other close, shivering violently in the rain as the water rises higher in every breath. The water is too loud to hear them, but you can see that they're whispering something to each other. Huh? That's odd. You're not crying this time. You turn to look at Echo. She has a blank expression on her face. She doesn't flinch. She doesn't turn away. She doesn't apologize this time. And by the time the screen cuts out, there is nothing left in your heart anymore. What's your name? I'm curious if it's going to be the same dialogue if we try and put the name in. Sorry, you've already chosen that name. You can't go back to that life anymore. I suppose you must miss it, don't you? How innocent you used to be. How much simpler the world used to be. But there's so much more out there. More places to see. More people to meet. You must let go to move forward. What's your name? We shall be Meekalis this time. Thank you, Meekalis. You wake up weeping. But why are you crying?
Meekalis? Meekalis, what's wrong?
Huh? That's not my name. Right?
Oh, Meekalis, you've had a bad dream. My sweet sunshine, it's okay. You're safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay now.
Do you want to talk about it?
Actually, the more I think about it, the more I can't seem to remember it.
Oh, isn't it funny how dreams do that sometimes? Do you feel better now?
I think so. In truth, even though you can't remember what happened in your dream, you can't shake the fear in your heart.
I'm glad.
I wonder if the reason we can't remember is simply our brain's attempt to try and protect us from what's happening. That we find it so traumatic we just don't want to acknowledge it.
Remember, everyone is getting ready for the party tonight, so I expect you to be helpful today, alright?
Of course.
Oh, and there's one more thing.
Echo is missing, right?
Yes, she is. How do you know?
I think I remember her saying that she didn't want to come to the party tonight. It makes sense why she'd want to hide today.
Oh,
Great. Now she thinks you're in on it.
well, while you're helping the neighbours out, make sure you get Echo before the party tonight. I know she doesn't like crowds, especially when they're mostly adults, but I think she'll be very disappointed if she misses the party.
I'll try.
Alright.
After eating breakfast with your family, you set out to find someone to help. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining and there's a cool breeze. Despite the peacefulness of the day, your anxiety from earlier gnaws away at your gut.
Hello, Meeka.
Oh, hello, Miss Lucy. Do you need my help with anything?
Actually, no. I picked up my flowers and arranged them yesterday. I've been keeping them fresh in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay.
This way, I'll have more time to spend with my friends. We're going to the park today.
I see.
Where is your friend Echo? You should be playing with her today, not walking the streets by your lonesome.
My parents want me to help people today.
Of course. Well, it's sweet of you to think of me.
And Echo is missing. She's hiding.
Oh no! You should be looking for her, not helping me.
Actually, could I ask you a question?
Sure, sweetheart.
So today is the end of the world. If today is our last day on Earth, what's the point? You probably should have finished that sentence. What's the point of this party? What's the point of finding Echo if we're all just gonna die anyways?
When I was little, someone told me that I should live every day as if it were my last. But I quickly realized that no one could do that. After all, if I did live as if every day were my last, I never would have done my homework, or maintained my garden, or written a book, because such things would be meaningless by the next day. But I did do all those things, because I must believe that life itself is good, or that life should be good. And if life is good, then I must live it, even if it will end. And because it will end, it becomes even more important to live and to be kind. It is so important to treat others well. I don't know if I answered your question. I'm not even sure if my answer is right. It's a choice. So today, little Meeka, and every other day, you must live. You must act. You must be kind. I'm glad I got to talk to you today. Now go on, find Echo. She probably misses you.
You leave Mrs. Lucy's yard and continue your search through the neighborhood. The day passes by. As you walk, you look up and notice Mr. Arthur walking on the other side. You freeze in your tracks and stare at him. You feel like running away and hiding, but for some reason, you don't. Mr. Arthur sees you staring and comes over to you.
Hello,
Hello, Mr. Arthur.
it's just Arthur. I told you that last time.
Did you? Wait, does he remember as well? Sorry.
Did Do you need something?
What's the point?
The point?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have bothered you. You're about to walk away when Arthur abruptly starts speaking.
When I was little, my 5th grade teacher asked us to imagine that today was our last day on Earth and to write a short personal essay about it. I wrote that I would spend the whole day at the amusement park with my parents. I couldn't imagine anything better. But as I grew older, my answer changed. I realized that if I were truly to live a day as if it were my last, then I would be stuck by how worthless so many things were. Money, power, happiness, things that I had planned to spend my whole life pursuing. So many people spend their lives pursuing abundance, only to hoard it all for themselves. What's the point of such things when they will no longer exist? Those were dark times for me, until I realized that the cure for my greed was generosity, making other people's lives better. With my time, my money, my skills, I wanted other people to be happy. I don't know if I answered your question, but that's how I answered it for myself. Have a good day.
He walks away. You look away and notice a strange white door, where there wasn't a door before. You walk over and open it. You're back. This isn't healthy. Why do you always hide here? This place isn't good for you. It isn't healthy. I know. Today is the end of the world, and your parents are looking for you. I don't have parents, Meeka. Oh, you know my name this time. Every morning I wake up on this couch, and every evening I watch the world end. Tell me again. Tell me a memory that you treasure of us together. Oh, how about the time we drew a comic together? One time, we drew a comic together. We thought it'd be great fun to make a new superhero and to write a comic about it. That is, until we got around to drawing the villain, and we realized that it would be way more fun to make a comic about the bad guy. In our first and only issue, he robbed a bank, assassinated the president, and started a social media campaign that gave him control of the whole world. Echo laughs. I love that. I wish that was something that really happened. Stay with me. We can watch the end of the world together, in here. Please. Okay. I'm curious how it ends this time. You think back to the stories that Miss Lucas and Arthur told you today, and you decide the best way to live today is to stay with your best friend. I'll stay. Thank you. Thank you so much. You sit beside her on the couch. You spend the next few hours talking about other memories you have with her, going to school, playing at the park, getting in trouble. She doesn't respond much, but she is listening. Sometimes she laughs at your silly stories, but you can't help but notice how anxious she seems. It's as bright as daylight here, but you know it must be evening by now. You have no way of knowing how much time is passing in this strange room. And yet, no matter how much you talk and laugh with Echo, you can't help but feel that you've done this all before. And as you pursue these flashes of memories, you feel them grow stronger, until you remember everything. A sudden silence falls over your conversation, and you both turn your eyes to the TV screen. The TV starts to glitch. It starts out slowly, but then it flashes faster and faster, until at last, the screen clears and reveals the end of the world. Blood. Blood covers the streets, and you watch as your neighbors kill each other. Friend against friend as madness overtakes them. You can't watch anymore. You have to turn away. Oh man. Did some kind of outreach god send us all mad? Either that or someone could start a purge. You squeeze your eyes shut and cover your ears, but even still, You hear shouting, striking, breaking. Echo puts her arm around your shoulders. It's okay. It's okay. It'll all be over soon. And sure enough, just a few moments later, the TV cuts out, and it's over. What's your name? I'm so curious how many loops Echo has actually been through. Okay, come on then. What's my telling off for picking the same name this time? Here we are again, with you trying to give yourself the same name and me trying to explain why you can't do that. You know, I'm almost tempted to let you keep it this time. But no, that would be wrong. You cannot go backwards. You can't spend your life wishing you could go back. There is only the future and everything it holds. What's your name? We can be Michelangelo. There we go. That sounds like a good name to me. Thank you, Michelangelo. When you wake up, your mum isn't there. Where is she? Mom? Mom! No one responds. And that's when you notice it. The white door is in your room. You smile to yourself. Then you get up and open the door. Hey. Hey there. Who are you this time? I'm Michelangelo. But no matter what my name is or what life this is, I am your best friend. She smiles ruefully at you. I know what you're here to do. It won't work, but I'm glad you're here. Every morning when I wake up, I look forward to seeing you again. Today is the end of the world, and I wish that you would come with me. Tears well in her eyes. You know why I can't do that. I don't want to die. I don't want you to die. Please, please just stay here. I know it's terrifying, but at least here you're safe. I don't want to be alone anymore. Oh, I wonder if we try and convince her to come with us, it'll actually work. You know what? Don't worry. I shall stay with you forever. Then you will never be alone again. Huh? I will stay here with you. Forever. Really? You would really stay here with me? Of course I would. You are my best friend. There is nothing better for me than to spend my life with you. You sit beside her on the couch. Together you talk about anything and everything. About false memories and strange dreams, half-remembered stories and songs. And you watch the end of the world, again and again. Every morning you wake up in this dazzling room with Echo, and every evening the world ends. Every time it's a new disaster. No repeats. But you still get used to it. Over time, you forget your parents' faces. You forget the sound of the wind, the touch of the flower petals, the sight of the colour green. But the one thing that doesn't change is the smile on Echo's face. Ending to a 4. You will never be alone again. So I'm curious then what our other memories of Echo are. So what happened on our 10th birthday party? I remember your 10th birthday party. You had only invited 4 people, but only 3 showed up. But that only meant we got to play longer and have more fun together. You had it at your house. Your birthday cake was strawberry. It was the only flavour of cake that you liked. The icing was strawberry flavoured too, and the top was decorated with strawberry slices. I gave you a mermaid doll that I got with my own allowance.
That's a strange memory to hold on to.
I do hope you feel better soon. So then, what's our story about the blue butterfly? We were playing at the park late one afternoon when we found a blue butterfly. Its wings shimmered in the light. It landed in my hair for a moment before it flew away. We chased after it. Eventually it came to rest underneath the little bridge that crosses the creek. When we got down there, we saw that there was a cloud of similar butterflies huddled together on the ground. But as we got closer, we realized what they had all landed on. It was someone's dog. It was dead. You said that we should check the collars so we could call their owner, but I was too scared. I ran away. Oh, that was a rather depressing memory for us to hold on to.
I see. I'm glad I don't remember that one.
Well, if you don't want to come to the party,
I won't make you.
I feel like we should go for the ending where we convince Echo to come with us. So if we just leave her here, you considered staying with her, but no matter how hard you tried, you couldn't shake the feeling that you should leave. Sorry, but I should really get back. My parents will worry. Her expression drops.
I understand. Have fun.
You turn to leave again, but before you can,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Why is she apologizing? You leave without saying a word. Maybe you should have said something. But what? Oh, well, if she wants to come to the party, she will. By the time you get back home, it is early evening, just in time for the party to start. You tell Echo's parents that you found her, but you lie and say that she's sick. They're disappointed that she won't be coming, but they are relieved that she's otherwise fine. Meanwhile, everyone's having a blast at the party at the end of the world. There's a large bonfire in the middle of the backyard where people are roasting hot dogs and marshmallows. Your dad handed out sparklers earlier, and now you and the other neighborhood kids are running through the lawn, pretending to be fire mages. One of your neighbors brings out a guitar and starts a music circle. Miss Lucy passes out bouquets of flowers to all the attendants. She gives you a small bouquet of rue and yellow roses. Oh, so our bouquet changes as well. I suppose that makes sense, because the first time we got a bouquet with the flower language of friendship, right? Because we've been speaking about it earlier. Arthur has his cupcakes displayed on a large fold-out table. You eat one of each flavor. Despite the festivities, you can't help but feel a pit of worry growing in your stomach. You could almost explain why, but every time you get close to remembering, it slips away from you again. Black clouds, red light, screaming. You recognize these images from your nightmare, but why? Why are they growing stronger? But by the time you remember what happened last time, the end has come. There is no warning, no countdown, and yet, despite that, the end comes gently. A hush falls over the yard. The music cuts out. The fire slowly diminishes like a flower closing at nighttime. Just a moment before, you had been chasing your friends through the grass, and now you find yourself stopped short, mid-stride, turning your eyes to the sky. Wait. So does the way we see on TV not reflect what actually happens outside? Pieces of the sky start to flicker in and out of existence, slowly at first, but then it starts to pick up speed, flashing faster and faster. Until at last, the stars explode and the light of the sky in a million impossible colors. You've never seen anything as beautiful as this. You shout for joy. All of your worries, all of your troubles and fears melt away. It's beautiful. It's gentle. It's everything you had hoped it would be. Except you can't help but wish that Echo were here with you. She would have loved this. All around you, you can hear cheering and clapping and so much laughter. And then, it's over. You don't even have time to be sad that it's over. Oh, interesting. We had no fires or floods. Okay, let's claim we've never seen this place before. I'm back? I've never seen this place before. What is this, Echo?
It doesn't matter.
Today is the end of the world, and your parents are looking for you. Okay, what was our last day in kindergarten like? I still remember our last day of kindergarten. Our teachers threw us a big party. They played music for us to dance to, and they gave us cookies. The flower-shaped kind with really big red sugar crystals. And then, when our parents picked us up, they took us to the park, where we played together for the rest of the day. We thought that day would last forever.
Wow, I really wish that had happened. Stay with me.
I can't. It is time for me to leave. You think back to the stories that Miss Lucas and Arthur told you today, and you choose to believe in the goodness of life. No, I want to go to the party.
I see.
Come with me.
No, I'll never go with you.
You're surprised at sudden anger, but that doesn't change your mind. I choose to believe that the end will be good. I will go, and you can come too. And before she can stop you, you walk out. By the time you get back home, it is early evening, just in time for the party to start. You tell Echo's parents that you found her, but you lie and say that she's sick. They're disappointed that she won't be coming, but they are relieved that she's otherwise fine. Meanwhile, everyone's having a blast at the party at the end of the world. There's a large bonfire in the middle of the backyard, where people are roasting hot dogs and marshmallows. Your dad handed out sparklers earlier, and now you and the other neighborhood kids are running through the lawn, pretending to be fire mages. One of the neighbors brings out a guitar and starts a music circle. Miss Lucy passes out bouquets of flowers to all the attendants. She gives you a small bouquet of red and yellow roses. Arthur has his cupcakes displayed on a large fold-out table. You eat one of each flavor. Despite the festivities, you can't help but feel like you've done this all before. And as you pursue these flashes of memory, you feel them grow stronger until you remember everything. There is no warning, no countdown. A hush falls over the yard. You savor these moments of silence, knowing what will happen next. Pieces of the sky start to flicker in and out of existence, slowly at first, but then it starts to pick up speed, flashing faster and faster. Until at last, the stars explode and light the sky in a million impossible colors. Even though you've seen this all before, it still takes your breath away. All of your worries, all of your troubles and fears melt away. It's beautiful, it's gentle, it's everything you had hoped it would be. Except you can't help but wish that Echo were here with you. She would have loved this. All around you, you can hear cheering and clapping and so much laughter. And then, it's over. You don't even have time to be sad that it's over. What's your name? Come on, come with me. I promise the sky will only glitch and you will not be consumed with fire. No, Echo, you don't understand. The end of the world is beautiful.
No, I know what happens. I see it every day.
A hush falls over the party, and when you look up, you see the stars explode into the most amazing colors. Everyone cheers and laughs. It's peaceful and gentle and everything you could ever hope for. Please, trust me. I've been there. I've seen it. Please. She takes a long time to think about it. And then,
okay, I'll trust you.
That night, you take her hand and lead her outside. It is early evening. The sky is ablaze with the colors of the sunset. A large bonfire is already roaring in the middle of the backyard. Some of your neighbors are sitting in a circle, singing songs and playing the guitar. Miss Lucy comes over and hands you a bouquet of bright sweet pea flowers. She gives Echo a bouquet of white daisies. Echo gazes at the bouquet in astonishment, as if she can't believe that they're really in her hands. Arthur arrives, bearing cupcakes of every flavor. Echo hesitates a moment before choosing a strawberry cupcake with a whole strawberry plumped on top. She takes a bite, and her face lights up with wonder.
Wow! Just wow!
And then,
Michelangelo!
What is it? What's wrong? She points across the yard.
Are those my parents?
You follow the direction of her gaze. On the other side of the yard, you see that Echo's parents have just arrived. You smile. Yeah, that's them. She turns to you, as if asking for permission. Go on, Echo. They're your parents. They've been missing you. She takes a deep breath, steeling herself. And then she sets out bravely to meet them. Her steps are shaky, but she does not turn back. She faces forward, but you turn away. After all, it isn't your reunion. The party goes on for a long, long time, and then the end comes. Echo rushes to you.
It's...
But she doesn't have time to finish her sentence. Silence washes over the yard. Everyone lifts their eyes as pieces of the sky start to flicker in and out of existence. Faster and faster, until Echo grabs your hand. Until at last, the stars explode and light the sky in a million impossible colors. You've seen this all before. And yet, rather than diminish your happiness, your joy only rises. You cheer, you shout, you laugh at the sky. All around you, you can hear your neighbors do the same. But Echo, she is silent. She simply watches until it's over.
That was beautiful. I feel so foolish.
What? No, Echo, it's okay. Everything's all right.
I just wish I could see it again.
But you will. Every morning, we will wake up at home, and every evening we will watch the sky explode. This joy is ours, forever. Every day is beautiful.
Thank you.
Ending 104. Every day is beautiful. You see, now I get the idea that we are in some kind of like Matrix situation, but like our scenario has been corrupted, so this is the only day we can play on repeat forever. You know what? I think it's time we should just leave her. In fact, I feel like this is the coolest ending, because clearly she's just going to continue to watch the end of the world on TV and just see more and more horrors. No, Echo. Not this time.
This time.
It's like you said. Every day is the end of the world, and I would rather see the beauty of it than end my life in terror in this room. I love you dearly, Echo, but this place is wrong. It's wrong for you and it's wrong for me. I wish you would come with me, but if you don't come this time, then maybe you will the next. But I'm telling you, Echo, the end of the world is a wonderful thing. I hope you come. You leave Echo in the room and go to the celebration by yourself. Tomorrow, the cycle will begin again. Who knows who you will be by then? Echo is disappointed, but eternity is a long time. You and she both will always have tomorrow to change your minds. Ending 4-4. We are always free to choose. I feel like though the longer Echo spends alone in that room, she's just going to drive herself insane, right? But we would choose to stay with her this time. Okay, I'll stay with you this time.
This time?
Yeah. I know how hard it can be to try something new. I wish I could have convinced you to come with me, but it's no big deal. After all, every day is the end of the world. What's the harm in watching it from here one more time? You stay with Echo in the room. Tomorrow, the cycle will begin again. Who knows who you will be by then? Echo is relieved for now, but she knows that the cycle will continue again tomorrow. Oh well, perhaps tomorrow she can convince you to stay. There will always be tomorrow. Ending 3-4. One more time. I am curious though why the end of the world is shown to be so horrific in the Evid room. I mean, whether it's just feeding off Echo's fears, because that's what Echo thinks the end of the world is like. Could be, even though it's just a torture room. If you enjoyed that playthrough, I'd greatly appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, you're a spooky day and I'll catch you next time, guys.